I think I'll go relatively easy since it's the maiden voyage. I don't want to see if I can hit 50 quite yet, though I think it's going to happen. I'll stop pedaling. We're at 32 now, just coasting down the hill. 35. Knock it up into 5 here. I'm at 40 miles an hour. 42. Yeah, this thing flies. Alright guys, we're up and running here. We're on the wired bike today. It's 34 degrees out. I'm in pass 2 right now. I have to cover my ears up here a little bit. So this is the maiden voyage here of this. I've taken it out. I did probably 2 miles on it when I first got it. My ears are going to be cold today. I probably should have worn the ex-nito thing, but I was just trying to hold off as long as I could. We started at 97% on this thing, so I'm curious how far it'll go. It's already dropped down to 93, and like I said, I got it in pass 2. This thing is just wants to go. I did get that 16 volt battery in that 25 amp hour. That thing is huge and weighs quite a bit, 20 plus pounds I bet. These tires, I'll tell you, are a lot quieter than the other ones that came on the bike. So these tires are just like the Allscapes. Changed the freewheel on this thing, put a little bit taller gear on it. Got a 34 on it now. The crank's got a 58. So this thing, no matter what gear it is, I got a little skip in it. I had the skip with the old one, so I'm wondering if it's in the hub. Down to 93 on the battery, so that's holding there a little bit. This thing goes right up hills, though, I'll tell you. I mean, considering I'm in pass 2, holding at 18, 19 miles an hour. Coming up on a hill here. But I think I'll go relatively easy since it's the maiden voyage. I don't want to see if I can hit 50 quite yet, though I think it's going to happen. I'll stop pedaling. We're at 32 now, just coasting down the hill. 35. Knock it up into 5 here. I'm at 40 miles an hour. 42. Yeah, this thing flies. It's cold though. My ears are cold. So it's Sunday again, so that's what I gotta do now to get our Saturday rides in. I gotta ride the weekend before. Just gonna coast down this hill like I said. Ooh, very cold on the ears, very cold. Considering pretty quiet tires. They're not the quietest I've ever had, but they're pretty good. The motor temperature is 96 degrees. So I saw Escape e-bikes there. Joel did a video last night answering some questions, and if you guys caught that or go to see it, you know, he's a pretty honest guy. Like I said, he's a straight shooter, that's for sure. And we're into December. Unbelievable how fast this year went, I'll tell you. So when I start pedaling, the bike goes to 90, and I was just looking at 81 a second ago on the battery. So these batteries probably don't like they cold, though they started off warm. So what else do we do to this bike? So we put different brakes on it. It had the Gamma brakes, I think, on it. Hey, they seem to be pretty good. Put the Zoom brakes on it because I wanted the anodized red. And the other ones, the switch or something was gone, and the guy actually had both of them unplugged, but it was the rear one that wasn't working. The crackling underneath the tires, if you can hear it, is salt. So we did have snow on, what day? Yesterday morning I got up and there was an inch of snow on the ground. I put the Hellbender bearing in this, the Visco, with the resistance set at the middle, because that's what they come tuned at, with the middle resistance on it. I noticed that Joel was going to put the Hellbender in his bikes too. It's something that I had suggested and he already knew about it. He was planning on moving the tire back a little bit because the manufacturer told him that it would lessen the wobble if we did that. Then he said it's going to be too close to his feet, which, you know, I wasn't all that crazy about moving the wheel back anyways. It looked pretty good where it was. And the geometry of that bike is out there in quite a few companies, and it works. So, like I said, any one of these things are probably going to have a wobble, especially in a step through. This thing did have the wobble. I took it out. It wobbled at like 15 miles an hour, so it still wobbles. Even though it's got the Hellbender in it. I don't think it's as bad as it was, but it wobbles. But I'm not going to be riding around with my hands off the handlebars here. I mean, ideally, no one wants it, but it's there in a lot of bikes. So, yeah, definitely, next time I go out again, I'm going to be wearing that Ex-Nito hat, that's for sure. This is a tall bike, let me tell you. And we determined that, I believe it's the 17-inch frame. I was on the phone with Joel, and he's like, measure it from here to there. And I did, and he's like, yeah. It's going to be a quick ride today, because the bike's quick. We're going along at 27 miles an hour here. My face isn't warming up any, I can tell you that. Sometimes you're out here for a little while, and all of a sudden you go, oh, I don't even realize it. As it goes away, but it's not going away today. Yeah, I definitely don't understand this little skip in the freewheel here. The other one did it the exact same thing. That's why it leads me to believe there's something in the hub that is doing it. Here's a hill here. Punch this thing up into 5 and I'm speeding up. That's the fastest we've ever done that hill. And knock it back down to 2. So I spent the past couple days. I videoed on Friday. Got a bunch of videos done. Been editing them. I got the suspension fork put on that one bike. That went well. Got to do a video on that. I also had the battery that I got to do the video on, but I had to get out a couple other videos. So I did the Moon Cool announcement. We'll see what happens with that. Whether they shut me off or they liked it, I don't know. Just gonna have to flip this bike over again and play with that. Like I said, it's doing it the same thing in every gear, so it's not like thing's trying to switch gears, because it wouldn't do it in every gear. I tell you, these Zoom brakes work well. I still haven't blown out my sprinklers yet. I gotta do that. Especially, it's supposed to be in the low 30s all week. Maybe I'll do that when I get home. My wife is headed out to Florida with a no return on her ticket right now until she straightens out what goes on with her parents. So trying to nail down a plan. We got to get her mother back up here and do something with her dad. He really should be in a nursing home with care right now, as he's leaning on my mother-in-law just way too much, and she can't take it, you know. So this thing, 85 on the battery. So far, you know, I'm impressed, considering we've been going right along. Battery's hanging in there. There's not a ton of battery on this thing. I mean, I got a 20 in the front, 15 in the back. So that's another thing. So we jumped to the 60-volt motors on that bike. And because we went with the hang tie, whatever you want to say. So there were 60-volt motors. We can only get the 15-amp battery for the rear on the 60-volt because it would just be too big of a battery just see the battery, the 25 amp hour battery I got for this thing. It's big. We will be putting that on this, and it will go on the new bike when it comes in too. This is a sweet little bike though. Tight. I like it. Like I said, the size is a little intimidating. Definitely a big boy's bike. Not even sure. My glasses are tinting here, so it's trying to see what buttons to press here to change the screen a little bit. Probably should concentrate on what I'm doing and stop and play with the screen. I just don't know where the trip is on this thing to see how far I've gone. The motor's actually at 152 degrees. It's actually gonna punch these gloves up a little bit too. Got blue on one, green on the other. Have a new jacket, battery operated jacket that I bought for the Black Friday sale. Nice and warm. This one has sleeves on it that actually have the heat in the sleeves too. So I was wearing some arm chaps last year to try to keep my arms warm. So I saw this one, I'm like, yeah, I want that. Cost me $100, I think. It came with one battery. I didn't buy a second one because I figured I'd wait to see how long this lasts. Usually in the winter, I'm not gonna go out for 3-4 hours, so. Yeah, so I go home, do some more videos, I guess, when I get home. I think if I remember, I'll blow the sprinklers out though. Definitely next time. Got to, I actually have in my cart. I had bought that full face helmet last year, but never used it. It fogged up immediately. But I have in my cart some anti-fog stuff. Thought about trying that, seeing how that works. The only thing I don't like is, you know, everybody that wears their helmets, they kind of got that muffled sound when they're doing a video. I don't know if I like that, but I don't know, if it's warmer, might be the way to go. I bought the new DJI mini mics. They work awesome. I did that video the other day, the garage videos, and I used the two of them. So they come with two mics and a receiver. You only need a receiver for ones that don't have the receiver in it. So my 5 that I have on now, that has a receiver in it. So you don't need a receiver for that one. My pocket, I forget what they call that, something pocket something or other. That also has the receiver in it, so you don't need it for that one. And I use that pocket for the B-roll all the time when I'm doing garage videos. And, you know, it's nice to use the two of them there with the mics on. That way there I can line them up easier when I'm cutting the video up. Boy, I did a 3-minute video that you guys will see today. I'll go out at 4 o'clock. It's for electric, for giving money to a charity for me in my name. They're also going to give $250 from every bike sold on Tuesday, which is Giving Tuesday. And they're going to send it to their charity, which is the Arizona for Children. I keep saying kids, but I think it's children. So anybody that wants to buy a bike on Tuesday would benefit some kids, that's for sure. But on the other hand, just everybody had the Black Friday sales, and I'm sure everybody bought their bikes during Black Friday. So I don't know how many bikes are going to sell on Tuesday. Again, I got that glare again. I always have the sun almost in my eyes. It's that time of the year, though, the sun sits low in the sky all the time. This thing, rear battery bounces around and it drives me crazy. It's not that bad right now. But when you hit bumps, it definitely moves around. I was going to put felt pads on it and see if I could quiet it down a little. I forgot. But I figured I'd get this thing out, take it out on its maiden voyage, and see what we're going to need to do to it if there's anything else. So 77% on the batteries. See what happens when I stop pedaling. It actually went down again, 76. Yeah, Richard contacted me this morning in an email and said, hey, goes, when did they tell you to put the video out? I said, because Russ is right, I guess, emailed him and said, hey, you're not supposed to put the video out until Tuesday. And I said, I went through my emails and I told them, I said, they didn't tell me any day, just, if I could do a video on it. I said, if we put it out on Tuesday, the same day as the sale, then not that many people are going to see it. I think it's better to go out early. So mine's going out today too. So I adjusted both the shocks on this bike with my weight, and then I just tuned it into where it is. It feels pretty good. I mean, rear shock good. Got the blue in seat on this thing, but it doesn't look silly on this bike because this is a big bike. Be back to work tomorrow. Had a nice little vacation though. Wednesday was only half a day for me. But considering I don't get paid, I get paid by what I do. A 2.5 day week is not a big paycheck, I can tell you that. See if there's anybody down here today. Nope, no one down here. I'm always pulling in here to show a bike, but I never explain what it is. This is where the dam is for the reservoir, so it's right here to the side. All right, guys, here's the wired bike. I got that 58 tooth crank on this thing now. It had a 56 on it, so it already had a pretty good one on it. Like I said, I put the Acera derailleur on it. This is the new freewheel that's on it. It's an 1134. The tires, new tires on it. Nice tires, I like them. They're a little bit, motorcycle-y. Got a little bit of a growl, as you can hear, maybe. But I think these things are good. They're not as growly as the ones that were on it. I got the brakes up here with a nice red anodized, both sides. Put the handles on with the red. The mirrors. Got the RST shocks on this thing. A D&M rear shock on it. Got the blue in seat. We got a suspension seat post on this thing, even though we've got full suspension, because why not? Again, the grip's kind of nice. And put a bell on it. It's got my air tag in it. I did not change this to a trigger shifter, though I had a trigger shifter, so I probably should have, but I didn't. So we got the 2 lights. I actually put this light on. I took the other one out, and this one here can flash, and the other one was just a reflector, so I can actually use this light when I'm on the road. And this is a brake light and a running light on it. See if this motor feels warm. Nope, doesn't feel warm at all. It says it's 100 and something degrees. Got a lot of people telling me that these mounts snap off. I have not seen any stress on them, but we'll find out. I know the new bike I got coming, it actually sits on these rails, so it's a better way to mount. So that's, I guess, I also put the rim tape on this guy, so put a little bit of red on that. So we got the red on the blue in seat, and that's it. Let's hit the road. See, the battery's back to 79. So I recovered a little bit while we sat there. Like I said, so far the battery usage isn't terrible. That is going to be a lot worse, but I'm not riding it hard either. Kind of taking it easy on it. I had a lot of this bike apart, so I just want to make sure everything's kosher. When I get back, I'll try it again, check all the bolts, and make sure it's all good. It's the first bike I've been riding in pedal assist 2 the whole time. But That's pedal assist 2 is, 25 miles an hour. I'm happy with that. Like I said, I'm not buy this thing to go 40 on. I bought this thing so if I had a situation where I had to get out of somebody's way, I have the ability to do that. So, and the new bike I got coming in, that's like crazy motors on that thing, but I plan on tuning that way down. So the controller we agreed to put on that bike is a very tunable controller, so we can keep the power down in certain levels. I can have it so that pass 5 was full out and pass 4 was at, I don't know, 50 or something, percent of the power. So you can do it any way you want, 10% in one, 20% in two, and go up to, I don't know, 40%, whatever. We'll figure it out when we get it. But like I said, I'm not looking to power it like crazy. I also told him I wanted the throttle to match the power, whatever you had it set at. So if you're in pass, so it's going to be changeable. You can either have it on or have it off. But you don't want to just accidentally hit that throttle and take off. So I told him I wanted a thumb throttle. I'm rethinking it now, thinking that thumb throttle on a bike like that could be a mistake because, you could hit it accidentally. Where the throttle, you gotta twist your wrist. So, I don't know, I got to think about that. I don't really like twist throttles, but I just think it might be a safer thing. I'm sure you guys with a thumb throttles have hit it by mistake before yourself. I had that Magicycle. Boy, the chain had rusted up on that and I was trying to oil it like an idiot. I got the thing, I'm pedaling it backwards on the driveway. I'm not pedaling it, I'm just cranking it around by hand. And the bike was on. So I go to pedal it the other way, lift up the thing and it takes off. So not the smartest thing. Yeah, other than this jumping here on the freewheel, it's good. I have no idea. Like I said, kind of baffles me unless it's in the hub. And if it's in the hub, we're probably just going to have to live with it because I'm not buying a new hub for it. I was going to look to see if I could do a factory reset on this thing. Instead of having the it's got 123.9 right now. So instead of having that, just have it go back to 0 if I can do that, so that I'll know how many miles I put on the bike. I haven't even had a chance to go over the screen on this thing. I know I've had it for a couple of weeks. Spent a good week and a half upside down. And I've been really busy trying to get the videos done and just getting caught up. These gloves are good. Sometimes your fingers all get a little cold. I don't know how much heat they have in the fingers. I guess normal operating temperature at this time of the year is 167 and a 69%. I wonder where knock it into pass 1 and see how slow that is. Definitely somewhere around 20 miles an hour, I think. That's where it feels like it wants to stay. A pass 1, 20 miles an hour. That's not something you see every day, but I know you can set these passes on this one. So I think the display that I'm going to be getting is very similar to this. I know it looked a little different on the video, but I mean, we've been talking about a couple different displays, so I'm a little confused as to which one it is, but yeah, pass 1's not even that bad on this bike. I think I like 2 better, but it's not bad. It kind of, you know what, probably this feels like your normal I don't know, 3 and with the normal bike. You drop it back into 2. This is my normal winter route usually. You guys probably end up getting bored with it, but it's consistent for me. I get out there and do it relatively safely. Last time we came this way, we went down the end of the road and took a left and went backwards, but I'm not going to do that today. So now we're in December. Now we got to start thinking about Christmas. Oh boy. Yeah, I went to take off, realized I didn't have any tools, so I strapped my, I actually have the little fanny pack tool kit that I got that I take on the cyber bike. And I've taken it on the Rev 1 also, because that one doesn't have a rack. And I just strapped it to the back of this rack, because I didn't want to be out on a maiden voyage with no tools, I can tell you that. Just in case something was loose. When I took this thing out when I got it, I had it in 5, because of course I want to go see what it could do. This thing is scary when you hit the throttle when it's in 5. That's why with that new bike, I was like, Joel, we need to do something with a soft start on this thing. So it was going to go in one direction, I guess, with the controller, and then not the controller, but the screen. And we decided to go with a programmable one. And I think he's decided that I'm going to put programmables on all of them. The other one, I think it had to do with the truck run motors. It was kind of a presets on it. So you really couldn't go in and control it yourself. But, you know, anybody buying one of these bikes are going to want to be able to tinker with it a little bit. What do you think? Should we hit the rail trail? Why not? Again, you know, this is a fast bike, but it doesn't look any faster than your average e-bike. A little ice out there on this little pond. Knock this down to 1 on this rail trail. Yeah, I actually put a bungee cord on that battery, but it still makes noise. And it's where it slides into the rack. It's got a little play on the end of it. Probably so the battery will slide easier, but I don't like noise. No squeaking on these brakes. It's got a camera sensor on this thing, which I know I talked to Wyatt a long time ago, a year ago or so. And I said, hey, any chance you're going to have torque sensors? And they were like, no. Actually, Joel was just talking, you could get, for an extra $75, he would do a dual Canvas and a torque sensor. I'm almost considering doing that because, like I said, some of these torque sensors are harder to pedal, and I'm bummed after spending all that money if this thing was, you know, a killer to pedal. I don't think it would be, but it might be nice to have the ability to switch back and forth. Not that I would. I'd probably have it in, I mean, I got that rip current, and that's the same thing. It can be either or. I never ever put it in cadence. All right, I'll knock it back up in the 2 and get going here. I can't believe I'm saying I'm knocking it up in the 2. But I gotta put the battery in this one. I gotta dig around in it, see if there's XT60 or 90 connectors in this thing. You should see the freaking fuse on this battery I got. This thing's got this, I don't know, 2 by 2.5 inch fuse on it, and it's a big, I think it's a 50 amp fuse. It's big though. But I guess it's a good thing that it's got a fuse on. I never seen a battery like that with a fuse on it. I put fuses in myself, and I believe that battery has a XT90 on it. I tell you, you know, these Zoom brakes, not everybody's a fan of them, but they don't make noise, guys. They stop good. These are quad brakes on this thing. I mean, this thing, you can hit the brakes pretty hard on this thing. Yeah, I have to flip the bike over and see if I can reproduce this skipping without a load on it. And there's no rhyme or reason about it. I mean, I'm waiting to see it skip again. And it just skipped there. So I don't know, probably a good 35 pedal strokes before it skipped. We're at 53% on this. Like I said, I'm not, considering how we've been going along here, pretty good clip. I'm relatively impressed with the battery consumption. I mean, it seems to be about average with the other bikes, and I don't run this hard on the other bikes. I mean, I'm not even running this hard, but I am. My speed is more than I would normally do on the other bikes. Going right up this hill, 22.5 miles an hour. So we're at cruising speed in 3 at about 29 miles an hour here. Playing with a wobble at 30, it doesn't seem to be any worse at 30 than it is at slower speed. In fact, it seems like it's better. Maybe it's the gyroscopic effect of the front wheel straightens it out. Hit the rail trail here for a little bit. Not that we go far down here. Just want to test these tires out a little bit on a... I think they should be fine. I'd like to get these tires on the new bike, but they don't make them in 24. I could see through the tunnel today, so there's no band in the tunnel. Thing's definitely not as fast as when the battery's fully charged. I'm in 5 right now, pedaling up a hill at 30.5 miles an hour. Yeah, we're almost home, so try to use up some of this battery now. All right, guys, we're almost home now, so I'm going to say goodbye at this point. And you guys have a great week. I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving, and we will catch you next Saturday, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. So see you next Saturday, guys. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video today. And if you are interested in buying a bike or something, please check with my affiliate links. That helps the channel out greatly. Again, guys, hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thank you.